Hi, sweethearts. Kimberly Level here, Certified Access Consciousness Facilitator from KimberlyLevel.com. And today I'm sharing with you another fabulous Access Consciousness tool. And this tool is, who does it belong to? So, who does it belong to is a great question that you can use to ask whenever there is a feeling, a thought, a judgment that you have. And as you ask that question, who does it belong to, you may get an awareness. It may be that it's somebody else's feeling. Often as intuitives, as empaths, and I know many of you are intuitive and you're empathic, we don't realize just how much we are picking up on other people's stuff, right? I know that you, if you're intuitive, if you're an empath, then you know that you're psychic, you know that you have this awareness. And, for me, I've been working as an intuitive professionally for like 30 years now. I'm a full body empath. And so I feel everything in my body, all right? And, what's been really fascinating for me is that when I'm working, I know that what I'm feeling is not mine, it's somebody else's. I have been amazed just how much that I had shut off my awareness because I actually chose, or I thought I had chosen, I chose to not have my awareness switched on all the time, right? Because it was too much. Because you can't be driving along the road or shopping in the supermarket and seeing things everywhere, or hearing voices and talking to angels and talking to the spirit world and so forth, and picking up everybody else's aches and pains, right? So I kind of thought that I'd be smart and I would save that for when I was working, okay? Unfortunately, that didn't work too well for me, and I have to confess that a lot of the time I hadn't actually realized that what was happening was I was picking up other people's physical pains and illnesses in my body and having that awareness of them. But when I say having that awareness, my body was having the awareness, but I wasn't, because I decided that I don't do that. I don't pick up stuff when I'm not working, right? And so I know that many of you will have also made this choice to kind of switch off, right? So the interesting thing is often that, it's not possible for us to switch off our consciousness. We can try, we can kind of dumb it down a little bit, but when we switch off our consciousness, we switch off our consciousness. We don't switch off our bodies. And so our body has awareness, our body has its own consciousness, and it is conscious and it is aware of things. So if we switched our awareness off, the body is still perceiving. It's a little bit like, if you have an operation and perhaps you'll have anesthetic and you go unconscious so that you don't feel anything, right? Well, your body still feels when you're unconscious, okay? And we'll save another talk about that another time. But, for now, just think about the fact that your body is always conscious, okay? Even when it looks like it's unconscious, our body is still perceiving information. And we can also perceive information when the body is unconscious also. But this whole situation, as I'm describing it, and I know this is true for many of you, that, where we feel that it's not possible to be so aware all the time, and so we kind of try and switch that off. So, what happens if we don't have that awareness and we don't acknowledge the gifts and the capacities and the abilities that we have, then they are used against us, okay? And so if you have done this, then you might want to think about whether that's a good idea for you, if it's working for you, and if it is, then that's fine, right? But what if you didn't have to switch off your abilities and your awareness? And what if you could have your awareness or the intuition without having to feel it in your body, without having to take on other people's pain, okay? So this tool who does it belong to is a fantastic tool to use, okay? Because your body's always, you know, we're just kind of like psychic sponges, we're like little antennae. The body is always communicating. We communicate with one another, and a lot of that communication is not verbal, okay? So it's energetic communication. And so your body maybe give you a sensation, a pain somewhere in your arm, in your back, where, you know, in your leg, and you're picking up somebody else's pain, all right? And so that's fine if you're working with somebody and you can use that awareness, you know that it's not yours. But, you know, 99% of what we are feeling, it doesn't belong to us, all right? So if you wake up in the morning and you wake up and you've got a really bad headache and you haven't been drinking the night before, because that might give you a headache. Not always though, not necessarily, right? But if you wake up in the morning and you have a headache, rather than, you know, taking a tablet, or you know, kind of struggling with a headache, what if you ask the question, who does this belong to, right? Who does this belong to? Because what if it's not actually yours? What if it's somebody else's? And it's just an awareness that your body is perceiving. And it may be somebody, you know, that's in the same house as you. It may be somebody, you know, maybe a family member. Often we pick up aches and pains and sensations. We have awarenesses of stuff that is around our loved ones or our family or friends, okay? I know certainly I've picked up information from clients, even though, you know, I've not been actually working with them at that moment, but I've picked up information in dreams. I've picked up information, you know, going about my daily life, and then I find out that there's something going on with the client at that time, okay? And so ask this question, who does it belong to? And then you could ask, is it mine? And then you'll get that feeling of either yes, or you might get a light feeling, okay? And so that would suggest that it's yours. And if you get a heavy feeling, that would be that it's somebody else's, okay? And so also the other thing that happens is that you might get that light feeling and you say, is it mine? And you get an awareness, yes it is, or the thought comes in your head, yes, it's yours. But is that true? So truth, is it mine, or did I buy it as mine? All right, because sometimes I know that I have picked up pains in my body that I have thought were mine. They were so real, they were painful, and I bought it as mine, but it wasn't actually my pain, okay? It was something that belonged to somebody else and I had just taken it on, okay? Again, often we do have beliefs and points of view about us taking pain away from others, or you know, taking that pain off of them, particularly for healers and therapists. I know that you often have these contracts or agreements. Again, those need to be cleared, but asking this question, who does that belong to, is really going to help you in terms of letting go of not only pain, but also letting go of thoughts. Okay, so the thought that I can't do this, well, who does that belong to? I can't afford it. Who does that belong to? Okay, because what happens is also that we have other people's beliefs, we have our parents' beliefs sometimes in our head. Sometimes it's society's rules about what you can and you can't do. You know, if I do that, people are going to judge me. Well, who does that belong to? And who cares anyway, right? Or well, I do. Well, who does that belong to? Is it yours, or is that your ancestors? Okay, so really important to be able to be in our power and to be in our energy and be who we truly are and create our reality, not create a reality based on these limiting thoughts, feelings, beliefs that don't even belong to us, okay? So I hope this is really helpful for you. Please let me know how you get on with it. Love to hear your feedback, and speak to you again very soon.